是郭老师，这是
Harper 他的女儿。
Harper. So we're gonna do some reading today, okay?
Yes.
我们要一起做一些阅读。Okay, tell me, what are the two different genres of reading that we have?
Fiction and non-fiction.
Okay, good. So I'm gonna put this here. Fiction and non-fiction. So today we're going to be specifically looking at a fiction text. Okay? So when we talk about fiction, can you tell me...
But the meaning of my lunch is like non-fiction.
It sounds non-fiction because there's different types of fiction, isn't there? So think about, tell me...
Oh, so this is realistic fiction.
Thank you. So, okay, let's go through the different types of fiction, yeah? Okay.
Science fiction, historical fiction.
Hold on, you're going too fast. We've got science, yeah? Historical.
Fantasy. And like I just said, realistic fiction.
Thank you. Realistic fiction. Okay, very good. And there's also personal narratives as well. That's also part of fiction. Another name for fiction itself is also called narratives. Okay?
Like narrative, like personal narrative from Mr. Wolf's class is narrative is a story and personal is about yourself.
Correct.
So personal narrative is a story about yourself.
Yes, and it can also be called a recount.
Yes.
Okay, fantastic. All right, so we're going to read through and see if it actually is realistic fiction like you predicted. But before we do that, one more thing. We have success criteria for fiction. So when we're reading fiction, what are the success criteria? We focus on 4 things. Have a think about it. We focus on 4 things when we read any form of fiction. So like we can be reading science fiction, historical fiction.
Yeah. I think the first thing you would be focusing on is the plot.
That's one of it. Plot is actually like the sequence of the story, like what happens
like the
first.
Problem.
Yeah, what happens first, then second, and then thirdly, and then the climax of the story, which is usually the biggest problem. Yeah, so that's plot. That's good.
And like in the story mountain, like as Mr. Carmichael told me.
Yeah, story mountain.
Like a character changes.
Yeah, exactly.
And then
you
like
said
the bad stuff.
Yeah.
Change the bad stuff into good stuff.
Yeah, you said a key word. That's something we focus on as well. That's one of the success criteria when we read fiction. So we've got the plot, which is the story mountain, but we also have character.
And then as Mr. Carmichael told me as well, the resolution has to be connected to the problem.
Right, yes, correct. Again, that's going back to the plot and the sequence, right?
Yeah.
So we've got character traits, and then one more, or actually 2 more.
Vocabulary, language.
And language, very good. And then last but not least, it's the hardest of the 4 success criteria that we have.
And it's themes?
Yes, very good. Themes. Okay, themes are, that's okay. Themes are big problems in today's world that we can make connections to, or it's a big need in today's world. Okay, so how do I write that so you know? Big need or problem to today's world. And it's summed up with one word. Like, for example, love is the theme. Friendship is the theme. Evil and good. So the success criteria: plot, character traits, vocabulary, and a theme. So we're going to read through this and see what we notice. Okay? Okay, can you read for me?
The Meaning of My Lunch by Pilot Viret.
Very good. All right, let's have a look at this word, Viret. Okay? And it's
kind of like barrette.
yeah. We need to break this word up. Like if we have a word that we don't know, we're gonna have to break it up and then sound out the phonics, right? So it's ver because that's a blend, isn't it?
Yeah.
Verette. Very good. Verette.
Not burrito.
Not burritos. All right. Look at this E. Okay. Look at this E. It's pronounced right? Verette.
Oh, like
so what is that? When it's...
I heard you were teaching it.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah.
Like
so what is that? What is that? Yeah, what is that? That's vowels. Okay?
Oh, yeah, like A-E-I-O-U, but in the, like,
Yeah.
E,
Yeah.
U,
Okay, do you know what it's called?
O.
We've got vowels.
Vowel sound?
No, hold on. We've got vowels. Don't you show I've got vowels? Which equals to A. Which equals to A, E, I, O, U. Do you know what's... Yes, what do you know what the opposite of a vowel is? It's called a consonant. Consonant. Okay, so it's the other letters in the alphabet.
Other letters.
Okay, so but I want to...
G,
Yeah.
Y, B.
Yeah, everything. That's not A-E-I-O-U. So in vowels, we have two types, and we need to be aware of it when we read. One is called a short vowel.
And a long vowel.
Very good. So what's the difference?
A short vowel is like a short sound.
Like...
Oh, so like the long vowel is ah.
No, the opposite. But shows me that you're thinking. Very good. So the short vowels is pronounced A, E, O, U. Okay?
And then the long vowel is A-E-I-O-U.
Yes, correct. So then let's come back to this word here.
Oh, so his name is a vowel.
It's a short vowel or a long vowel? You say
long vowel.
Verette.
Oh yeah, short vowel.
Yeah, thank you.
I
Okay.
forgot it was the opposite.
Yeah, that's okay. Okay, so are we good now? So in vowels, remember, we have short vowels and we have long vowels. So remember, when it's a short vowel, it's pronounced A, E, O, U. And then if it's a long vowel, then it's pronounced the letter. So A-E-I-O-U. Okay? Cool. We've just talked, what we just did here is we talked about vocabulary and language. Okay? All right, let's read on. I'm just going to make this, I can't make this smaller.
You can.
I can't.
Just like...
No. Okay, I'll just leave it there. Okay, let's read on. All right, read this for me.
Nilsa.
If it's sha, then it should have a sh sound, which is
Nilsa.
Thank you. Nilsa
Stared at the clock on the classroom while daydreaming about her lunch. Her mother had given her a treat today, a thermos full of sancocho di galena.
Very good. I like how you try to break this word up into the different phonic soundings, okay?
It's a Spanish word.
How do you know it's a Spanish word? Because it sounds Spanish?
Yeah.
All right, so if we break this up, we've got sun, because that's a blend, right? A-N is a N sound. Co, right?
Yeah, because I was about to say cho.
Right.
And then I didn't see the H.
Yeah.
Like the other one.
Yeah, so CH is another blend. We've got, it's pronounced ch, right? Cho. So this word over here, so talking...
Like poncho.
Yeah, like cho. So we've seen words that are similar before, so we know that it's pronounced cho.
Yeah, I was like, it's a Spanish word because like poncho, and the cho is like because like poncho is Spanish, and then... Yeah. Okay, so, this is pronounced cho, right? O. So is that a long vowel or a short vowel? Long.
Very good. So this one is actually a short vowel.
D.
No, E is a long vowel. So how will we pronounce it with a short vowel? De. Because it's a, e, I, o, u. Correct? So this word, hapa, is really tricky because it looks like it's pronounced galina, but because it's not English, so we don't actually pronounce l here. Okay? When it's Spanish, I don't know why, but when it's Spanish, when you have a double L, it's pronounced Y. Yeah. Okay? Gallina. Yeah, correct. So when you have a double vowel, it's pronounced y. The sound y. Make sense? Okay, good. So now, so can you now pronounce that whole thing again?
Sancocho de gallina.
Very good. Sancocho de gallina. Very good.
It might be like a kind of soup.
I think so. Otherwise, because you've got a picture of a soup here, right?
Yeah, and then a thermos. It's a pouch.
Yeah.
For drinks.
Yeah. A thermos. That's what it is. Very good.
Yeah, and then it must be a hot soup because it's a you put liquid in a thermos.
Yeah, correct. All right, can we continue to read? Sancocho?
Sancocho was one of
Nilsa, so it's a short vowel.
Nilsa's favorite dishes. Something she usually only ate on special occasions like her birthday or when a family member came to visit from Panama.
Very good. Panama. Very good. Which I assume is a place because
it has to visit.
Yeah, so the context before it says it came from, family members came from there. And Panama, okay, it's a capital P, isn't it? Which indicates...
Which you only use for
names
and countries.
Nouns, actually.
Yeah.
Nouns, very good. Just thinking...
Every name is called a noun.
Yes, that's part of speech. Street and town. Very good. Okay, just thinking about it made her mouth water. Made her mouth water. What does that mean?
Like when you really, really want to eat something.
Yes.
会流口水.
Yeah, 就流口水，会有口水，对不对? Yeah, very good. Made her mouth water. Very good. Okay.
可是有时候我觉得有辣辣的时候，然后我就那个嘴巴酸酸的，然后
Okay, I see. How the bell rang and
the bell rang and finally it was time for lunch. Nelsa sat down in the school cafeteria and carefully poured some sancocho into a bowl. Then she looked up. When she looked up, she saw her classmates staring.
Very good. I don't know if you remember if I taught you this, but when she looked up, and then you have a comma, and then you have the rest of the sentence. Do you remember what kind of sentence that is?
No, I do not.
That's okay. So there's 3 types of sentences. What are they? Do you remember? 3 types of sentences. One of them is simple. Simple,
compound, and complex.
Very good. So simple is like, the door shuts, which gives a dun 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 meaning, right? So
dun dun dun.
Exactly. So simple sentences give tension, and then you have compound sentences where you have fanboys. Remember?
Yeah.
So the dog sits and
then the door shuts, like.
Yep, so that's a simple sentence. And then compound sentence, you have a conjunction in fanboys, remember? So the dog sits and looks out the window. So it has
like
and.
Yeah. Like plus.
Yeah.
Kind of like plus, like a sentence
yes.
that you want to say, but and then you didn't mention it.
Correct. Okay, so and then here is a compound sentence because it starts with a conjunction, or it can start with a verb sometimes, and it has one clause and another clause with a comma in the middle. Okay, we're nearly done. Complex sentence. Okay, and it has two clauses, correct? Mm-hmm. One is an independent clause and one is a dependent clause. Do you remember what they are?
No.
Yes, I have. So a dependent clause is when you go up to someone and you say it and it doesn't make sense. So for example, hey Harper, when she looked up. That doesn't make sense. So that's called a dependent clause. Okay?
Hey Harper, when she looked up, like, why was she looking up?
Yeah, because there's nothing else is said, so it's called a dependent clause. Okay, and then the second one.
Or like Harper knew that there was like a performance.
No, it just wouldn't make sense. When she looked up. If you just stop there, it just wouldn't make sense, right? So that's called a dependent clause.
Or like if you, like when she looked up, ...
Exactly. So that's called a dependent clause. And then you have a comma, then you have a second clause, okay?
Like if you put dependent, like when she looked up, ... you can mention it in another sentence though.
Yes.
But if you don't put the ... it doesn't even make sense.
Exactly. So you need a second part after the comma that will make it a full sentence.
Yeah, like when she looked up, she was looking at the sky.
Very good. So the she was looking at the sky part is called this independent clause. Okay, so this part here, she's...
because like dependent was missing like...
Yes, exactly. So she saw her classmates staring. That's an independent clause. When you have those two clauses together, it's called a... What kind of sentence? Complex sentence. Sentence. Very good. So today, even when we've just read this part, we've actually focused a lot on what? Out of these four, which one did we focus on today in our reading?
I think like character traits, kind of, because it's explaining what she likes.
No.
Oh.
Have a think about it. We talked about vowel sounds, we talked about phonics, we talked about, how the sentences are made up. We identify quite a lot. So what do we really focus on today?
Like
yes. What is it? Be confident. You're allowed to make mistakes too, so it's okay.
Vocabulary and language.
Very good. So today our focus was on vocabulary and language.
And also it was realistic fiction.
It's realistic fiction as well because it's kind of the settings in a kind of, I guess, a class, a school context.
And I saw this, which is like, it's kind of like chicken stew.
Yeah, we're not up to that part yet. Let me just see how long the text is. Okay.
So like 3 pages.
Yeah, I kind of want to stop there because we will read on next time when we do our next tutorial, and then I think we could focus more on like character next time. Yeah, exactly. Part 1 and part 2. Yeah. So, but it's good. Today we talked about language and vocabulary. The only thing we didn't quite identify today in vocabulary and language is figurative language. Do you know what they are?
No.
Figurative language, similes,
metaphor.
Yeah, we haven't seen any yet, right? So maybe later on, even though we are focusing on something else like character, let's see if we can still like find a simile, a metaphor, or a personification, or your favorite onomatopoeia. What's that? What's onomatopoeia? Sounds. Yeah, sounds, right? 好，今天就先这样。We focused on fiction reading. The genre is realistic fiction. And we talked about 我们读 fiction 的时候，我们要去专注的 4 success criteria. 那今天刚好看到的，我们的 focus 就是在 vocabulary and language. OK? 那我们下一次的直播就继续咯。谢谢大家，拜。